Looks like we are live. This is Matt Calise, and welcome to Loon Live. We have a new screen for the live stream deal, and it looks totally different to me. So I have no idea how it'll all work. So we are going to see. I don't know how people post to it. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. I hope I can see your posts. Tonight we have some requests. Let's see. How do I see you guys posting to me? Oh, what is that? Open chat. Hey, Brent, look at that. I'm smarter than a computer. Yeah, so we got it going. Newer is always better. I do not know about that. I struggle really hard with the electronics. So, ahoy! I also fear change, Mr. Aaron. Terry, how's it going? So tonight we have a request times 2. The first one is going to be this bombery critter. Lots of deer hair on there. Mr. Evers, hello, hello. Look at you guys all have like little names and emoticon looking things. Wow, this is fancy. I like it. New. Thanks. I like this hat as well. I've been wearing it a lot lately. It's one of the few that fit my big head. I think I can get a solid single snap on the back there. So yeah, we're going to be tying the bomber probably first. And after that, we're going to sneak into a Feathered Game Changer. So we'll get going. I do have some new stuff to show you guys, and it's kind of cool. We have some new scissors and variable models of new scissors. Was that beer? No. That was a LaCroix. It's one of those sparkly, foofy water things. So yeah, some more scissors. So we came out with 5 new models of scissors, and I'll show you guys the other toys as we go along. So as always, we'll jump up close here. Look at these flies as there's feathers just floating around. Aaron's already ordering. I like it, Aaron. I like it. Good job. That is the wrong button. This is the right button. That is the vise that we will be tying on. I like it. Hey, Steve. Brandon, what's up, man? Alright. Nope, that doesn't work. Hey, I can work the electronics again. So, here we go. This is a big... Oops, got some GSP on there. So my true testament for scissors is GSP. And cutting GSP on the slack. So you can see we do all right there. So this is kind of a cool old Atlantic Salmon pattern, and it's just deer hair. I'm using some calf tail. You can use other variable, you know, unicorn mane, stuff like that. It is a Nemo fly. Carl, how's it going? Welcome. So yeah, it's a surface fly. The Atlantic Salmon seem to key in on surface flies, which I wish our kings would do over here a little more. It'd be super fun. So yeah, we'll show you guys my sort of decent version of a bomber. So a lot of guys use a straight hook. I like a Daiichi 2052, and I'm going to get rid of that. I don't know if that shirt's messing us up here. Let's see if I can do... Matt Evers told me it's called selective focus. So it seems to not be horrible. Looks like it works. You guys and your bromance. So, cool. Little new bobbin to play with as well. It's not little, but it's pretty serious. Mark, hello, hello. How are you? So you can mix this up, and some of the other real classic colors are like Kelly green, deer hair, and browns and blacks and stuff. So I just say mix it up to where it's where you like the colors, because the realistic side of this is they're going to eat what you have the most confidence in, I believe. At least that's my theory. So I like this orange because I can see it. And I'm going to get as much of the underfluff out as I can. Hopefully you guys can see that. Take a soft wrap, come over once, kind of like deer hair, and then really wrench down on this. So I'm going to come back to here. So I put them both about halfway through the body of the fly. So the next stack will come out here and form our tail. Whoa, this is fast. I can say things to you guys on this one. The Bromancing the Stone. It's your new pattern that you and Ebers co-designed. I like that. Do we have to split royalties on that if it gets picked up by a fly company? That'd be really awesome. Like, I want to see that happen. Somebody ties a front half, somebody ties a back half of a fly, and just go for it. So right now I'm not trying to get too wild on this. We're going to throw some extra turns in here. Aaron is rich and doesn't need any more cash. Gotcha. And he wants me to fly him out here? I mean, goodness. Should come paint my house for guide trips. Okay. So now we're kind of getting the shape going here. Next up, I am going to bring in a saddle hackle. And we'll just secure that down. And it's going to hang out back here out of the way for me. No, you did not allude to the fact that he is a cheap human. I like it. Good job. Fair enough. So this is just some Primo deer strip. Comes in a big, long strip, and it's what I usually buy. A, because I'm thrifty, and you get a bunch of it, but it's usually pretty good deer hair, hence the name Primo deer strip. So it serves a double purpose. I did forget to change my thread, so if I cut through this with 50, you guys can laugh at me. So once you get it secured and it's, circumferentially around the hook, what I'll do is I'll fold it back over, keep the digits out of the area there of the hook point. Absolutely. Does rich mean dirty, hungry, and homeless? If so, I'm super rich. Yeah, the Primo strips are where it's at. you got stuff that you can tie your, you know, big stuff with, but the bases are good enough to where you're going to get some good body out of that deer hair. So you can see we still get a good flare here. And you can use a packing tool. A lot of times for my deer hair, I use Cohen's tool. I just don't have it on me at the moment. Which is my bad. So if you guys notice, I'm just taking some those are pretty hardy chunks. And this particular patch doesn't have barely any underfur, so it's pretty awesome. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's, you know, 12, 15 bucks somewhere in there. It just depends on, you know, seasonal exchange rates and hunting seasons. I don't know. But for the money, you know, if you're going to be tying a lot of flies that would use you know, deer hair, or if you tie a lot of patterns that use the same color of deer hair, you can't go wrong, because you're going to get just a ton of hair, which is cool. Well, well, well. Good afternoon, Cheech. Yeah, you know, I would like the red sparkly waders that your team was wearing. Is that the ones? I want to look like Evers. Is that the ones that he selected there too, buddy? If anybody didn't see Cheech's recent exploits about purchasing custom-made waders, it's pretty good on Facebook. It's pretty hilarious, the stuff that he tricks these people into believing. I thought you would have been on your plane still there, Cheech. You probably have Wi-Fi on your jet, though. They're great for wet wading, right, Evers? All right. So I'm going to push this back as tight as possible, finger tight. Lost a little bit of my calf hair in there. That's all right though. So what I do now is I'm going to leave just a little bit up front here to make that calf hair stand up. We'll fish it out of there. Matching buff for pink ones. Alright, so I'm just going to separate out some of this hair. I kind of got a little bit, didn't pay too much attention when I did that, but that's okay. Got a little sparse on me. Alright, so now it's trimming time. And what I do is I just kind of come in and get rid of as much of the offending fur as I can. I don't get too... This looks like a Pokemon at this point, but that's alright. No buzzer tonight, though. That's going to be a bummer. Yeah, Cheech. Oh man, Cheech getting harassed. Love it. Oh, there's a little bit of that stuff in there. A little more of this calf hair stuck in here. There we go. Alright, so you can see I'm just taking a double-edged razor blade and starting to make the body here. So I'm going to try to keep the same angle throughout the whole fly. You'll notice I pull and come up and back. You don't need to go fast. Nice, slow, steady movements here. So I keep changing my taper as I get towards the back here. I'm pushing in to create that body shape. Uh-oh. This bodkin, that's where I got the idea. You know, you don't slip. It's ergonomic for your prison needs, right? We've still got a little bit of lump in here. Starting to look pretty decent. Starting to get there. So I'll change my angles in. Okay, it's like a nice fat little happy bomber. Thanks, Cheech. I think it's looking pretty sharp for a bomber. I am a little focused on the deer hair. So I'm coming out with a new fly. I'm going to try to get it submitted to one of those fly tying companies. And it's a spin off my old fly. I want you guys to, maybe it's more of a California joke, but I want to call it the repeat offender. Because we have all these release everybody from prison laws for being dirtbags. Okay. Get all that stuff out of there. Yeah, it's looking pretty sharp. Maybe I can smooth them out up here just a hair more. Okay. Now we'll reattach said bobbin. Get the GSP wet first, it helps. If I didn't mention it, there's a dude that hand sharpens all of the skizzers. It's pretty awesome. So they're all hand tuned in the US, which is cool. Alrighty, so we'll just push that down out of the way for now. Man, I wish I didn't ninja chop half that fluff off the front of this thing, but that's okay. It happens. A little less fluff. I'm just going to build a little thread dam here to hold back the deer hair. At this point it's trimmed, so it won't make a difference, but it's also going to kind of keep up that bomber shank. You like the repeat offender, huh, Cheech? Thought it was a good name. It's going to be a new version of an older pattern of mine. Originally dubbed the Perpetrator. I changed it a few years ago, but the changes never took place. It's going to be better, stronger, and faster. That's a fat little bomber. I like it. I'm not having a seizure, don't worry, guys. And this is red. So it actually dries pretty red. Probably looks really pink. I'm just going to use a little red. You could use flow here. But I'm just going to put some red, hardhead red on there. Does take a little bit of work, time, effort, frustration, and burnt fingers, but it's worth it. Man, there's just a bunch of fur. I don't even know how Pat Cohen keeps all that stuff he does under control. Seems pretty wild. That one little section up front there is not quite to my liking. Wasn't paying attention. Got a little excited. But all in all, not too bad. I know it's super weird, Wes. It comes out totally kind of pink looking and then darkens. So don't be frightful. It will be red. I promise. So yeah, we'll set this guy off yonder. Oh no. I gotta run away. Hold on. Ugh. Scared me away. Oh boy. My kid runs off with this thing every chance she gets because she's a kid. So next up is the Feathered Game Changer, and it's a pretty cool pattern. So lots of bits and pieces, lots of parts, but as a bonus I did revive the tank. So we will be tanking the Feathered Game Changer here. Go a little wider. Solid Nemo. Thanks, Brandon. Oh yeah, I do that because I don't want to lose it when I'm at shows and demos, because other reps are like super scandalous and they'll just steal all of your stuff. Not really, but yeah, just helps me remember that that's my chair in a world of black fold-up party chairs out there. Okay, we need some Chick Bago Grizzly Soft Hackle Marabou Patch Olive. You can also use natural and white, and I'm also going to be using some brown. These are pretty cool. Alright, so here we go. I pull this. I don't have a lot of space. Space is a premium at the Loon Live table. It's kind of a cramped little unair-conditioned corner. They put me in here a while ago. Okay, so first up out of the gate is articulated fish spines. Let's see, 15 millimeter. And they are pretty cool. So the fish spine versus your normal run-of-the-mill, say, shank from Flyman, is it looks to me like a smaller diameter wire. So they fit into smaller hook eyes better. So we'll just start off by closing this all up. Deer hair everywhere. It's awesome. And I'll throw the brown down there. So now on this patch, which you guys, if you buy one of these awesome patches of super duper marabou stuff, back up here there's going to be some of that really, really killer marabou. So I want to dig in there and find some similar friends. You don't need the tail to be super big. I like to keep it a little bit on the light side. Thrown small versions of this for some bass single hook versions. This one's going to have 2 hooks because a lot of you guys throw the double hook. So what I'll do is there's a dull side and a shiny side and a convex. So I'm going to put the convex sections kind of pointing outwards. I don't know if it's going to do anything or if it's just for me. Now you can put some flash in here. But you don't have to. One of the ones I've been throwing in mine is the red Flashabou, Grizzly Flashabou. And the other thing I've been throwing in there is because you can never have enough predator wrap in your life, is just a little bit of predator wrap. So I take about less than 1/4 of an inch off the and I'm just going to splay it out so it wraps around. Tie it down one side and bring it back over the other side. I think it gives it a cool little translucent look there. And now we can kind of get started on this body palmerine. So it's a lot of repetitive steps, which isn't a bad thing. It makes it pretty easy to follow fly. But so if you're looking at your skin, obviously this is where the neck was, wings would have been here. So you're going to have shorter feathers up towards the neck region, and as you get down into more of the back / body, you're going to have a lot of bigger feathers. And as you progress forward, you want to work up the pelt ever so slightly. You're just going to be creating taper there. And it'll be cool. We'll take some olive and kind of do the same thing. So I'm going to match these all on top of each other. I dig this. I dig the feathered version. It's got a lot of body movement to it. Seems pretty cool. Not that the original Game Changer was like a slouch, but and I don't really care about all these little guys. They're just there. They're along for the ride. It's not a big issue. But definitely dig this. So just like anything, you're just going to start by folding these back and wrapping forward, brushing backwards as you go through. This will be like, ends up being quite a bit of feather, but the result is pretty stellar at the end. So hats off to Blaine. Mikey Schultz has a great video on tying this as well on YouTube on Schultz's Outfitters site. I'm trying to figure out how to scroll up here. Yeah. Yeah, wasting Rhea, not good. It's never something. Cheech could probably just score like tons of Rheas. He probably grows them. But yeah, the Rhea feather is super hard to come by until this year. So that's just a little bit of flow that I'm letting soak in there, and then we'll just hit it with the Mega Power Lamp. I agree. I think the synthetic or I think the feathered version has far more, to entice there. I like it. So trim that, push that all back. And now we're going to take a second 15 mil shank. So depending on your vise, this guy's just kind of hang out here. Pin him out of the way. Just lay down a thread base on this shank. Wesley says, hold on. Honestly, anything you can afford, Wes. I mean, there's a ton of kind of decent vices, and it really comes down to how much top ramen you want to eat. This model is a commitment to 6 months worth of top ramen, but you don't have to go extravagant. Cheech will know. There you go. So this is a filler flash in brown, and what I'm doing is it's a double-sided chenille, so it sits flat, but it's got two sides to it when it comes off. I'm just going to thin it out a bit and only use one side. Actually, I'll bring the thread back there. So we're just going to take a couple turns with this, the filler flash here, and then I'll tie it off. You could shorten both sides and do that trick, I don't know. It's all a matter of preference. Dan Vice. Okay. Using a hair clip to clamp the shanks to the jaw of my Regal. 90% less annoying. Yes, I could see that. Absolutely. I typically have hair clamps, but so like when I do demos and stuff with rods and I have them all strung up with lines, I take my tying hair clamps and I put them on the little yarn indicator around the rod, and that way they never go back through the guides and cause me anguish and pain and suffering. Okay, so we're just picking a little bit bigger feathers here just to get that forward progression going, and I'm just stripping off a little bit of the fluff. Okay, so I'm going to take all these tips that I have aligned, one thing too to consider, Spicy Frederick. Looks like Aaron went and sought out Cheech's post. One thing to consider too is, going on a forum, a lot of times, if you're on a fly tying forum or something like that, I mean, there's guys that are just convinced that this new vise is going to do something, and or they just fancy getting tons of new whiz bang newest vise every 6 months. A lot of times those guys are pretty nice. They sell them for a decent price on there too. Heck man, you might even be able to score a free vise on there. You never know. Just say broke college kid, no money, eating top ramen, whatever it might be, and you can find guys that are going to be super nice. I give away stuff that I'm not using anymore, typically on forums or to organizations that can use them for good. Keep hearing like water running. I have a room air conditioner because minimum during the summer here. Oh man. Kind of scissors. You want my scissors? I got some scissors. I probably have more scissors than Cheech. Lord Cheech has. Alright, so you can see we're starting to get this cool little tapery build going on. So we're going to throw our first little troublemaker in here. And you can use anything. I'm using Attitude Streamer number 4. You could pick your streamer hook of choice though. I just have easy access to these. Pedestal, absolutely. I do not do well with the clamp. That's I'll second your pedestal notioning. I will. I'll let you know. I'll let you know, Aaron. I promise. I'm going to go ahead and glue this because I get sidetracked on comments and laughing at whatever Aaron's saying. Okay. So, Senyo intruder wire. And we're just going to stick those. So the back of the arrow points, you get a wire cutter, which is pretty nice for cutting wire. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that on top. What's the name of your leopard? Spicy Frederick? Cheech? Oh wow, look at this. New comments. Yeah, so I mean, pretty much anything you can get, Wes. I mean, you're gonna be stoked, man. Anything you can afford. I tied on incredibly cheap vices for a long, long time, and fished incredibly cheap rods for a long, long time, like thrift shop come up, some Macklemore fly rods, and I never had a bad day on the water, man. So we'll do a little Donald Trump. We'll comb this back over, the wire that is, and go ahead and just secure that down. So I'm going to bring in some of the filler flashing green here. And this isn't probably exactly the way that, you know, Blaine ties this thing. I looked at a picture and kind of monkeyed around on the interwebs looking at photos of it, and short quick session of looking at what Schultze did on fast forward, but I could tell he hit all the parts and nailed it. But I just wanted to see I needed to see what hook they were using. Spicy Fredericks, he's semi-tame. You know what's hilarious is my wife yesterday on Facebook like freaked out, and they had like something from Telemundo, and you know how that goes. Of course they had like an untamed leopard with like a 6-month-old, and the whole time the lady was just, the trainer was telling, like, the leopard has the kid and is like trying to eat the kid pretty much. The trainer's like, oh, it's totally legit. Don't worry about it. Just calm down. Calm down. Don't get excited. It'll be okay. And then I see Spicy Frederick this morning. Made my day. It was hilarious. Okay. This is a Senyo intruder wire. And it's a multi-stranded coated wire to look awesome. So for this, you've been seeing we've been doing like 3 feathers. So I'm going to do the first section and then second section, because the longer the shank, the more feather you're going to need to get through it. Okay. Maybe it's my Flyman tank making noises. Did I ever mention to you guys that Cheech and I, as in me being like Loon and kind of me, collaborated on probably my favorite new toy ever, because I like to dub things in loops. I'll show you guys that here. I wanted to figure out a way to do like a complex twist feathered game changer, but time was not on my side. But here's a shepherd's hook version. And this thing's heavy, so you gotta... And there's the complex twist version. So my team, it's not loading my comments. Aha! Tell us more. Do we ever tie carp flies on here? Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. We can, if you want me to crank out some carp flies on the next Loon Live, let me know. Wes, I will do a carp fly for you as a special request. So I'm going to grab 3 more feathers from the nether regions of the beast, aka the back of it, and go from there. It is between dubbing brushes and dubbing loops. I don't think I used anything else. I even like incorporated, hybridized Cheech and Jerry French and did a composite loop complex twist woolly bugger. I call it the Chilean holiday. It's pretty good. I don't have it on me. You'll have to take my word for it. I'll post it to Fly Tying with Uncle Cheech here soon. Evers, have you just been like teasing him with your stuff lately? Just like, hey, look at this. Did you want to touch it? It was funny, I was talking to this guy, and, you know, he kind of lumped me into the kid world, which happens, because I'm incredibly young, and, you know, looking, and at heart, probably, and said that in his day, he had to order things out of a catalog and mail checks in, and I could never, ever forget when I saved up, like, enough money to buy like a new rod or reel from like Bass Pro or something like that when I was like a Grom, and then having to understand that the U.S. mail service had to take said check and hand filled out paper order form to Hoboken, New Jersey, or wherever they were at, whatever it is, and then wait for some lady there to process it, or gentleman, and send it back. Like, the anticipation of the brown truck coming without a tracking number probably gave me 3 cardiac conditions as a child. I got it. I like it. I sent some samples with a guy going to Chile, so should be good. Hopefully gives me good reports. 6 to 8 weeks. Exactly. So I'm going to go ahead and comb through this guy. And it's cool, you can alter your browns and green ratio just to suit your needs or what you want it to do. Alright. 1, 2, 3. We got 3 done out of the 5. So next up is going to be a 20 mil articulated fish spine. Probably the best thing ever to include them in a singular package. Hit that with Pepto Pink. Dude, I have Pepto Pink. I mean, This is the red. This is the red that I used over here, and this is the Pepto Pink. I mean, it's out there still. And you can put these in one way or the other. It doesn't. I've never noticed a massive life change. So if you notice, I put this little doodad up here that holds it on there. It just happens to be yellow. Cheech has a doodad. One of my yellow doodads. Just going to throw some thread down on this guy. Okay, we're getting close. Into the game. Literally. Yes, you can see the previous episodes with some carp flies on the old interwebs. Carper not dumb, man. Cheech baits them in with corn and then kettle corn, and then throws kettle corn flies to them, is what I heard. That's what Curtis said. But Cheech also said that Curtis uses Cheeto flies. So sounds like there's some storytelling going on. But yeah, no. It's carp are tough, man. We have some carp on our river up here, and the ones in town that get harassed regularly, I mean, when I do hook them, I typically had to gone so far down in tippet size that, you kind of are just going to lose them. But even occasionally, we'll get one to hand. But they're very fickle. They're very smart and intelligent things until, you shoot them with a bow or something. It's an easy way to get the carp. Probably not the most reproducible, but it's out there. It's funny if you look at carp fishing hashtags, half of it is dudes just smashing them with bows, and the other half is the most excited guy in the world that just caught a carp on a fly rod. It's pretty interesting contrast. So again, 3, you can see we're getting a little bigger, and on some of these I don't mind getting some of the fluff in there. The fluff, I think, is the more marabou-y looking stuff. I think it's good. So yes, I agree. They're so stupid that they don't actually physically know how to eat. Nice. Yeah, anytime there's carp near your house, you should capitalize on them. Go hit those up for sure. I know I have a few buddies that do the LA, I don't know where you're at, Wes, but I have some buddies who fish the LA River for carp and homeboys. Carp y vatos. It's an interesting combination. So if these aren't the most beautiful little head areas that you've ever done, don't fret. You don't see them because they get covered. I like it, Wes. Yeah, you should fish for those carp in carp heaven. That's those things can tug, man. They are pretty strong. Huh. Interesting. That makes sense, I guess. Aaron, should I add this to your case of random flies that you'll never get? Well, someday. Yeah, Terry, you live in Canada. Is that correct? If you live in like Labrador, I'm gonna have to kick you off right now, though. Just warning you. I'd be uber jealous if you lived in Labrador. Okay. So the last hook, and this is a little bigger than they recommend, but it'll work. It's a Universal Predator X size 2/0. You can use like a 1/0. New Brunswick. Well, same difference. I won't kick you off though. But yeah, you guys have a really cool Atlantic salmon run all over there. And I'm super jealous and would love to someday go and do that. Don't think my old Skagit heads would fly though. I don't know. Maybe they would. Okay, so you want to point the hook point from the previous fly in a downward direction, and remember that it's in there. It's kind of important. So otherwise, you go, oh, wow, look at that, and brush it all back, and then you're pretty much roached. So I'm just going to do some quick, easy wraps here. Have a Labrador dog. I like it. I have a Labrador dog. I'm pretty scared of what it's doing to the downstairs of my house right now because it's a whopping 15 weeks old right now. And it's pretty active. I think it slept all day. I could hear it thrashing. Whoop. I get stuck on there. Oh. GSP disappears. So this is a bigger one. This is going to be a beast. Green, brown, brown, green, brown, green. So there's a little bit of 0.20 or 0.25 non-lead in there. The recipe called for lead, but I'm using a non-lead wire. My couch is gone. That could be. That's alright though. I didn't like the couch. Not partial to the couch. Typically makes me fall asleep on it when I want to be doing things. Okay. So now we're going to go for the biggest, beastiest sections of this that I can find. Great Pyrenees. That's a big dog. It's like it's a small earthquake when that thing barks, I'm pretty sure. So if you order these from Cheech, you have to tell them that you want like the super. You should give them like sizes of the feathers, quantities, stuff like that. I almost brought my pup in here with me, but she'd probably just be chill. But in the odd event that she turned into a hellion, because she hangs out in here with me during the day a lot while I work. She hasn't destroyed anything expensive yet, which is good. But I figured I'm on the job right now, can't have a puppy running around, climbing on things. So my daughter's been practicing. Oh, there we go. Okay, new comments, got it. Where does Cheech work? Keep Cheech in a cage making dubbing on a regular basis. Cheech has an interesting job. I'll let him explain it if he's still here. John, I know he lives in Utah and drinks Mountain Dew. I think he's sponsored by Mountain Dew, actually. Full pro status Mountain Dew, Diet Dew. Him and Jeff Gordon. I like it, Wesley. Cheech must be gone. He must have escaped, not wanting to answer about his occupation. He dresses up as a Sasquatch for children's birthday parties. There he is. Alrighty, so we're coming towards the end here. Don't think I'm going to put the jungle cock on this one, just because it's steelhead season and Cheech wants a bunch of sick swing bugs, and I'll have to save a few for that. So I like to get a little fluffy up front. Noticed it has really excellent movement. Man. Aaron, you're getting this thing. One way or another. I'll totally remember to mail you something at some point by someday. Brandon. Okay, last few here, then we'll be good to go. For these front guys, I did pick a little bit shorter feather just to taper it in a bit, but you don't have to. You can pick whatever you'd like. The real reason I'm not throwing the jungle cock on here is because I forgot it at my desk. Ebers is going to be not happy with me. Man, hour and 5 minutes. See, I need to do more complex 68 Palmarine feather flies, half a chicken things like this. All right, word. So this is just a cautery pen. I just use it to defluff some stuff at the front there, and we'll just hit it with flow. Normally I'd hit it and color it black or something, but pretty sure you guys want to see some stuff like this in the tank. So we'll go. Question, do we get to go to Mexico? Okay. I got pink line today. It's pretty cool. Foot switch for the tank. Okay, we're getting tanky. Classic salmon fly. Yes, that could work out. Okay, there's a tank. The tank says hello to you, Aaron. All right. It's a lot of marabou to get to sink in there. But you can see if I can get it down into the good portion. No. I don't know if you're going to see it in there. Got like a bunch of bubbles. Just hold on. Give me a second here. I'll debubble this thing. I don't know. Can you see it down in there? Not really. I'm blowing it. No, it's not really gonna do the trick, but we'll see. Need to adjust the camera here for a second. Oh, there we go. Maybe that looked good. So yeah, you guys can see it has a ton of movement, and it's going to cast really easy on a 3-weight with like a weight forward line. I wonder how I get all these bubbles. Cheech, have you figured out a great way to get rid of all of these bubbles yet down here? Throw one of Aaron's pike flies through there or something. I don't know if you guys can see that at all that well. Alright. But you all get the picture. Dude, I have no idea. Like, I started the stream, there was no bubbles. I turned the son of a gun on, and I got like this epic bubble attack. I'm about to stick my fat hand down in there, but then I'd probably get it stuck. But so it comes out like an incredibly wet sock, which is to be expected. Okay, I'm going to adjust up real quick here. See how this works out. Oh, bingo. I'm not going to hitch this or anything cool. Oh yeah, one of those brushes. Good call, Jared. Let it sit for a month. Alright. So here we have bomber fishing at its finest. It's kind of just, the bomber just skates along there, and then the beasts come up and they eat it and destroy. So that's bomber fishing. Nothing's kind of a quirk. And you can see my freckles. Wide. Alrighty. Holy moly. Hour and 11. It's turning into a fly fish food production. So, gas drops for babies. Oh, okay. I thought you meant one of those brushes. I couldn't see the comment. I think if we hit it... Oh, wow. Thumping it definitely releases the bubbles, and they just go all over the place. So, epic marathon. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. So, yeah, we can do a little carp fly next week. Anybody else have a recommendation? If any of you guys out there are watching and you're a new tire, like super new, but you enjoy watching it and you're learning stuff and trying along at home, whatever, no problem, Brent. In January, in conjunction with the regularly scheduled Loon Live, all right, Wesley, we are going to be doing like a total basic series for like a month. Probably do 8 to however many flies are available in this kit. Thanks, Clark. Appreciate it. All right, Brandon. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to use everything out of a kit. So there's going to be no fancy vise. There's going to be no brand new scissors or dubbing spinners or, you know, super deluxe Sasquatch wrenching bobbin. But it's going to be probably, I mean, we're talking, you know, January probably. But we're going to do a sand eel. Uh-oh. Okay, I can do a sand eel on a carp fly. That's fine. So, yeah. So this is something to keep out there, keep an eye out for. We'll make all the information known. But Loon Live with the meat flies will continue on as always. So, absolutely, Aaron. So yeah, so it sounds like I have to tie a sand eel. Pretty good pattern. And I'm pretty sure we'll use half a bottle of resin on that. And but that's all right. And then a carp. Well, the sand eel's kind of a saltwater fly. It'll be a saltwater fly. Don't worry. And we'll figure it out. And then, but I'll keep that in the queue. Like if Terry, if you want to see Trinity Skater. Okay. All right, we'll do a Trinity Skater. So we got the next 2 Loon Lives rounded out. I got this to work on. I have some pretty good skate patterns that I like to tie up. So, anyways, guys, as always, thank you, Aaron. I'm gonna bum you out. Glass shrimp someday. Okay, buddy. I will work on my stuff there. Ugly sculpin. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm gonna get out of here and go see what my lovely puppy has done, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, and have a great night.